Greetings all, thank you for joining me for more Tiny Bookshop. I know it's been about 5 months since the last time I played. I wasn't sure if I should do more gaming on this channel or not, because it's a writing channel, but I really love this game and it has to do with books, so maybe that's okay. If you enjoy it, please let me know and we'll go back to it. So Fern, the journalist in town, led us to this new location and we are trying it for the first time. Now, if I remember from my last playthrough, the beach has a lot of children. So, unlike the waterfront or the Cafe Liberté, we should get a couple more actual children's books in here. But since I have to keep it fairly even because I don't quite remember, we're going to just do that. But this is our first time selling here. It is the 4th day of summer. I hope I got the free books in the newspaper, because if not, oof. At first, you really need a lot of different books because you run out pretty fast. Alright. First customer of the day. See? A child. Beach. Makes sense. She wears wellies. I think those are like Wellington boots. I could be wrong. I'm not like British or anything. Harper says, "Excuse me, could I get a book, please?" Okay, what does she want? I need a fact book because I want to acquire knowledge. However, I'm not going to read any of that popular science. Okay, fact books are these. Traditional building techniques. I don't think... Well, that would be an actual fact book, wouldn't it? Let's see, what else do we have? Women-led history of the slave revolts. That would be a good thing for her to read, actually, but I don't think she wants anything history. She loves, I think, animal stuff, so maybe A Buzz in the Meadows? It's not a great match, but not bad. So, A Buzz in the Meadows sounds interesting. I'll check it out. Thanks for letting me read here, by the way. My name is Harper. I'm going to be back soon, okay? Bye. So, it was decent. Not too bad. She's going to be a recurring character. That's why she has the dialogue, just like Fern and Tilda and all that. I hope everyone's been safe and warm or cool, depending on where you are in the world. But especially safe. Everything is chaos and terror, and I just hope you find joy and your community and support wherever you are. A lot of things going on are absolutely atrocious. Well, you all know my politics by now. I'm extremely left-leaning. So, I just hope that you are safe and you know your rights and you watch out for each other. Because I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. I'm trying to be optimistic, however, but yes. So, yeah, people wear inner tubes and stuff at the beach. Can you imagine wearing an inner tube and a backpack to a bookstore? I know, don't shame someone, but... Okay, I get to pick a book. I love animals. I don't know anything. I want anything pretentious. Okay, so let's try children's books. This was our pact. Okay, the Moving Castle series. Animorphs. I wonder if that would count. I don't think so. Wait, Wind in the Willows. Okay, yes. Animals. There we go. Yep, okay, I knew kind of what Wind in the Willows was. I've seen, like, people draw, like, the little frog and stuff from it. I think that's the one. Alright. We're doing okay so far. I may have restarted this video because I made a terrible recommendation right off the bat for Harper, but no one's gonna know. Okay, I'm a big fantasy fanatic. Books like The Magic City. I don't know what book that is. Okay, fantasy. I'm gonna have to go to the actual fantasy sections, which I don't like to do because kids, yeah. I don't think we have any kind of fantasy books that would fit for children. No, we're gonna say no. I don't have a fit for you right now. It's okay. When I have like 3 bookshelves or whatever in my tiny little vehicle here, it usually goes a lot better, but I don't currently, so I would rather not like accidentally recommend like Game of Thrones or The Witcher to a child. You know, I'm just not that way. There are a lot of book games on Steam for like libraries or bookstores or whatnot. So this isn't by far the only one. There have been a couple other book games I've played. One was called Bookbound, where you run a little bookstore. That one's not nearly as like involved as this, but you can like kind of sort of write little books and then sell them along with everybody else's. And there's like a bit of a murder mystery mayhap happening. And there's one where you run a library, which kind of looks a little wonky right now, but it's still in early access. And there is another Bookshop game that's kind of like, I want to say first person. And it looks interesting, and it has books that give you like power-ups and whatnot. So I might consider that one in the future. Oh, I love the coffee maker, because when you put it into your store, eventually and occasionally, when you brew a pot, which you can do after certain cooldowns happen, it will occasionally give you like a penny. So we only have 13 mystery books. This would be a good get. And it is a bit on sale. I was hoping for some freebies, but oh, we really need some children's books. Ooh. Fantasy, we're running low on everything, but I need money to still go to different places, so let's go back to the beach. We need to visit there 5 times for the first stamp anyway. Oh shoot, hang on. I was silly and did not see if my book said anything about... Okay, children's, fantasy, and crime currently. But yes, it told me to visit the beach 1 out of 3 times. It tells us the important people we've met. And it actually gives us like things about them or certain things they want us to do. So we will load up our vehicle and put more crime back in. We didn't really sell too many of the like traditional literature. Oh, rats. Hang on. Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you put your books, but sometimes it's easier, especially when you have more shelves, obviously, to figure out where the heck you put everything. Classics like Romeo and Juliet and Fall of the House of Usher. And then we need way more kids' books than we have. I'm going to start here. Put them here. I think the Cafe Liberté actually has more of a need for the classic literature. Okay. And then we said this is not as necessary. Okay. I think we're going to try this split and see what happens. Watch, today everyone's going to want like more traditional literature. I would love my book, my Domestic Bodies collection, to be in this game. I would love to see it and be able to like recommend it to people. They'd be like, I'm looking for a scary book. I'd be like, have you tried my literary poetry collection? And so on and so forth. I'd be hawking it to everybody, even if they'd hate me. No, I wouldn't. I would still try to play it. But yeah. So Harlequin France, I believe it's the French branch, is trying to get rid of their translators for AI, and only, well, I shouldn't say get rid of. They still want them to act as copy editors for when the AI messes up, and you know it will. Okay, so someone wants a recommendation. No plot twists, they're overdone. No dry or dull reading, but crime is my passion. Without plot twists, okay. I don't know if we have crime that would have no plot twists. Oh, that's not crime. That's totally a horror book. Yeah, they don't have a horror-specific genre in this thing, which I get, but at the same time, I'm like, oof. Okay. It isn't going to matter. I think all these are like whodunit and everything. So, let's see. I'm just going to pick one. She isn't going to like it. Oh, I guess it's still okay. So I thought she was going to be like, nope, it has a twist in it. Because most crime and stuff does. You know, the twists and turns of figuring out and piecing it together. Even true crime does. But anyway, going back to Harlequin. They want to underpay their translators by turning them into copy editors. And yes, copy editors are vital to the publishing process, especially if you want the book nice and clean. But translation in itself is more of an art form. Like, you almost have to be a writer yourself to be a proper translator because certain things just don't translate correctly. And to keep the same kind of flow, tonality, etc., you have to be able to hold your own in the literary realm. So they are very much undervaluing these people and basically relegating them to more of an editorial, a methodical position. I'm trying to put this in a way that doesn't, tick off copy editors because I really value what they do as well. But there's just something so different dealing with someone else's language, trying to fit it together in a very cohesive, beautiful way. And yeah, anyway. What a week. I want something short and sweet. However, I don't like scary stuff, okay? Short and sweet. Much Ado About Nothing is pretty short. There we go. And it's definitely not scary. See? I love the ramp that has like just the littlest bit of, texture on it so that the wheelchair people can still go up and down. As a wheelchair person, I enjoy that. Hey, you look like you're good at picking up stuffs. My mom told me I have to go home, but I don't have all my shells yet. Shells? Yeah, ever heard of marine biology? It's where you study stuff from the sea, like starfish and mermaids and clams. That's why I need seashells, to look at them for science. Can you pick some up for me, please? Here, I'll give you my special marine biologist device. It's a jar. I picked up most of them today, but some should be washed up by tomorrow. I just need 12 more. My mom's calling me again. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm going to pick up what I can find for her. And my controller will vibrate as I look around in case somebody needs me at the bookshop when I am out looking. I need something kid-friendly and educational. Okay. I would say understanding comics, but I don't know. She loves usually this kind of stuff. We'll try it. She just wanted shells, right? Okay. It's not the perfect recommendation, but it's the one she's got. Yes, you can like do different things to different parts of the map as well. I'm just gonna pick these up because when time comes, woo. Okay, I don't want to know where this comes from. I hope it's a Halloween decoration because I'm either helping a murder investigation in the worst possible way, or I am picking up something that a paleontologist would be interested in. Okay. I think I got all of the seashells off the beach. So we are going to close up for the day. We lost all of our fantasy books today. That's interesting. And we brought 6 of them. And yes, the children's books were still a good and crime. So yep, fantasy, crime, and children's. So today is Saturday. That means we definitely need to go to the flea market. Here is a random pile of books for cheap. We're going to take those. We really need an uptick in children's literature. Like, we are almost completely out of children's books. Oof. Okay, it'll be fine. It is flea market day. So she needs me to go there anyway today, so let us go. I'm really upset with our single-digit children's books, but we'll see. And yes, the jar is right there kind of to remind me that I have to keep my promise and deliver the seashells to the girl. Okay, 4. We're going to say 5. Okay, and then we have... Oh boy. Wrong shelf. Alright, here we go. And then we're going to fill this up. We'll work on... You know, I should go back and just do it like this. What I used to do was fill up what I wanted, and then move it, and then fill it up, and then move it. There we go. That way I could kind of keep track. We are not going to have that many of the technical books today. I don't know how many children go to the flea market, but we are on our last bit of books for the children's section. Please let me have more of them tomorrow. And I think we're going to keep this division. I don't remember what we can do at the flea market. So I do know, like I said, that we can finally give Tilda her stuff. We can talk to people here because we can shop ourselves. A flea market dealer says, hey, you seem like the bookish type. I can't seem to get rid of this thing. Do you want it? Oh, yes, a typewriter. It's in good condition and all. I don't know, it just seems cursed. Ooh, a cursed typewriter. That really sounds up my alley. Then he says, what else do you want? Okay, we have a bench where we could set things. Allows people to rest after finding their new favorite book. You don't actually see them sit on it, but you can put stuff on it like a table. That is quite pricey for this point in the game. But there's also an art dealer over here. Bonjour. And it does different things. He also has different paint jobs for your little trailer. Open but still good. I don't think there's anything I particularly want today. There's also, around Christmas time, more people to sell more things. We can look around and see if there's anything to grab. I don't think there is. Oh, this is another person. She is a character that recurs, and she's like a college student getting her PhD. Oh my gosh, you're the bookshop owner. I love your wagon so much. It's so cute. I'm Anne. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to the flea market. Wow. Looks like you're swarmed with customers. Haven't even opened yet. She's just trying to be nice. I hope you still had some time to look around, though. Would you like some plants for your shop? I feel like they'd fit in so well with your vibe. Yeah, she's a botanist. I love the hanging stuff in here, but this is adorable. Do I have money for this? Theoretically, yes. Oh, I love the hanging basket. We're gonna just take the hanging succulent. I love the idea of the hanging basket. I'll put it up tomorrow. Lovely. Thank you for stopping by. All right. We're gonna just open up our little wagon. See, I got a stamp for doing the visitation. And then people will come along. We can wave. I have a lot of problems with AI, by the way. Not just in the creative space, but so many people are, let's say, defending it for certain reasons. And I want to do a video on AI, but I've been advised by certain friends not to. Okay, so Harper said, did you know I'm a really good finder? I always find the best stuff around here. Last time I found some really rare trading cards, and the time before that, my baba and I bought some really good paint. That was so fun. I think this time I'll look for some sunglasses. How many treasures have you found? Or have you found yet? Think you can beat my record? Okay, so she wants me to buy 7 flea market items. Well, good luck trying. Okay, so that's the next thing. Now, when I played this the first time, I did not get all of the stamps from the beach, but I got all the stamps from the characters and whatnot, so. Okay, just dropping by real quick. Give me something straight from the stage. I'm not afraid of tragedy. I intend to enjoy the classics. Okay, so we'll start here. Find something on the stage, possibly. Okay, I think Death of a Salesman is technically a play, but Hamlet would be better, probably. We're going to try this. Excellent, excellent. So, another happy customer. I said last time how I wanted to, like, own a bookstore. I know that bookstores in the digital age don't always do well. I know that in certain communities, though, indie bookstores are essentially a hub and almost a third place, like a lot of libraries are, or at least used to be. Libraries are definitely not the same as they were in many places due to politics and whatnot. Just dropping by. I only read serious, sophisticated literature, and I'm looking for a non-fiction book, but niche books aren't my cup of tea. Well, non-fiction I can't really help you with unless you want this one. Sophisticated, serious. Guess we'll try this. Okay. Amateur hour over here. Did not like it. Not everything's going to be perfect. Tilde is here. I do like the way they make the 2D game look 3D by how they go in and out of the background. Okay. Somebody says, a guy named Klaus says, "What? Look at this dope little shop. Hi, mate. I have read about you in the paper. Such a cool place you've got here. My name's Klaus. I work at the Mega Mart at the moment. Have you been there yet? It is an awfully big car park. I'm sure no one would mind if you made a stop there from time to time." Okay, so Mega Marsh. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. And I should go there. At least 3 times, I guess. Okay, how are you? Having a good summer? Yeah, it's chill. Cool, yeah, mine too. Have you had some time to check out the local music scene? I mean, it's not huge, but we've got some cool bands here and there. Like, I am in a metal band. Don't know if you're into that sort of thing, but we're called Salens Libri. Don't ask me, I'm sorry. I can barely speak English. You know, Americans and their, monolingual. No, I shouldn't say that. A lot of people here speak more than one language. I just don't. Alright, I'll check out your books now, but I'll see you later, yeah? Adios. And now Tilde is here and says, "Hello, dear. I can't help but think back to my youth whenever I look at you. I'm sure you haven't had to spare even a thought on retirement yet. But let me tell you one thing. Make sure you have some very good friends, as many things to do as possible, or you will be bored." And especially as you get older. We're social creatures in general. But as you get older, social connection is such a big deal to keep young, to make sure you have people around you if something goes wrong. And people always assume that it's going to be your children, but more people are not having children, but they can find just as good of a family connection with their friends. I am a firm believer in found family. So, I myself volunteer for the town council, where we organize events and community outreach. I read and game, awesome, love a gamer, and even attend the occasional concert or exhibition, yet still nothing compares to the hustle and bustle of a bookshop. Yeah, I want a bookshop that has, like, ramps going up to the 2nd floor, no stairs. It is so tiring, yes, and it is also tiring, yes, and I knew I couldn't go on doing it forever, but as soon as it was gone, my life became too quiet. A lot of people have that issue with retirement, and one of the reasons is, I believe, capitalism. Because we don't teach people to slow down. We teach them to work until they literally grind themselves down. Whereas if people had more of a work-life balance, transitioning more into retirement would be more of a leisurely thing instead of a now I don't know what to do with myself because most of my self was put into my work or my business or whatever. That's just a thought. I know that's not the way it is for everybody, and it depends on your personality, I suppose, and a lot of old people, elderly, cannot retire. But again, different topic, I guess. Which is why I like to have your fetching little bookshop around. Now let me find another pastime on your shelves. Okay. I know. Stick to the game. Don't talk about other stuff. I could talk about everything and anything, honestly. Okay, Klaus is looking for a new pastime and could use some ideas. Something with a historical setting. Okay, we have a fair amount of blue stuff. Okay, I'm a fan of working songs of Buxtonbury. Okay, let's see. That might not be horrible. The Art of French Cooking. Okay, that's not kind of what he wants. Historical settings. Okay, this is the exact book. He will not like the exact book, trust me. I'm like, you like that book? How about another copy? It doesn't work. I will say this. It's not historical. No, not the hobby he was looking for. I could have tried, like, the nonfiction, but it's all gone, so that would not have worked, unfortunately. Sometimes you just don't have the books. And I don't like not giving someone a recommendation, but it doesn't make them like you less. It's not like they have friendship points where you have to, like, be very conscious of every choice. There we go. That was a decent day. I want used books. I want the children's books, please. 5 children's books. I will have to take that. I think this is... Okay, more kids' books. We got it, we got it. Fairy tales and fables. That's all fantasy. And this looks like all the blue stuff. So, nothing else here. But at least we aren't totally without recourse. And by recourse, I mean having some good old-fashioned every genre. Okay, and then we'll go back to here. If I remember, we don't use those hardly at all. I know we should go back to the waterfront as well. But it's hard for me to just be like, yeah, good idea. When everything's going... Get the other stamps in the other locations. Okay, there we go. We should fill this up with children's books. Okay, and... Okay, let me look. We also sell a fair amount of fantasy here and crime. I almost said criminal. Yes, we sell criminal here. By the dozen, by the boatloads. Most of them are in Washington. Let's see. We can have these. Actually, no, don't do that. Okay. 2 more of the fantasy. There we go. And then we'll take 1 more of these and 1 more of these just to, like, round it out. Okay, we have 40 books. We will go back. Oh, dang it. I didn't put out our new plan. That's okay. That's okay. And I have to remember, we still have to look for... Well, we got the new stamp here. I still have to look for more seashells for Harper. So let's get a look on. Yeah, you can just touch random things in the background. I'm just trying to find them. You can find a lot of things if you look around. I think that's why they're trying to tell me to look, because eventually, like I said, at the university you get later, you can find books like left out by people and... Okay, I'm looking for a fresh kids book. However, I won't read it if it's super dry. Okay, so fresh, does that mean more recent? Okay, let's see. Thanks to a snowstorm, his parents and is filled with guests, all strangely invested in the story of their house. A locked room. Ooh, that doesn't sound like a bad get. And then, let's try that one. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, that's good. I was worried. Makes them feel nostalgic. I guess they're an adult looking for a children's book. That's the reason why. Because they were like a fresh book, and I'm like, oh, that sounds fine. And then they're like, it's a nostalgic book, and I'm like, oh boy. But I don't really read children's literature that much as an adult. I think I should. I just don't. Summer halls are the best. My parents wanted to go somewhere on holiday. Oh, it's halls, okay. See, I'm not British or whatever, so this is a little bit... But I said, you can go without me then. Holidays mean vacations if you're not, you know, if you're in America and you don't know what she was talking about. I don't want to sit in a car all day. In Buxtonbury, I can just take my bike to the beach. Plus, all my friends are here. I'd miss out on the best jokes if I went away. There's only one thing we're missing in the summer, sandcastles. Okay. Oh, and more fantasy books, of course. Keep up, will ya? That's fine. I'll just remember to bring more here. I can't wait until I get my second freaking shelf. Now that I have all the shelves in the game on the other file, I'm just like, dang it. I tend to read lesser known works, and fact books are my usual go-tos. Okay? But biographies are too boring. Okay? So no Frank Lloyd Wright. No biographies, so probably nothing like a memoir. The Chicago Manual of Style. That sounds like, well, that's not exactly lesser known either. Okay, Walden. Let's see. I don't know. The Code Book. Here we go. That sounds perfectly dry. There we go. And I thought it would be lesser known than the Chicago Manual of Style. Oh, I hated those manuals like that they had you do in school with all the citations, and I was not good at that. And nowadays, people are using so much AI that they actually have had people lose their jobs because they've given like fake citations or case numbers or whatnot using AI as the, I guess, helper of their lives. Actually, there was a summer reading list that somebody published last year or so, completely made up by AI. Wild times we're living in, honestly. And like I said, I want to do a video about AI, but was told not to. But I do want to talk about the argument for disabled people as an excuse to use AI for creativity. I would love a whole video to talk about that. And I might, regardless of what may happen, I might do that. So, what a week, Houston. Give me something in outer space, okay? Fictional, like A Wrinkle in Time. Okay, I do not think I have, let's see. I don't think I have anything like that. I mean, I can take a look at everything else I possess, but I have no idea if I possess anything like that. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Sorry. I don't think there's a sci-fi book set in outer space. I really do need more fantasy books brought here now that Harper gave me the challenge and whatnot too, so I'll try to bring more next time. Usually there's nothing happening on the beach in like the winter, so I won't go here nearly as much. Because it just won't make sense. And then I won't make sense because I absolutely need money right now. Oh my goodness. I can't even buy a coffee machine. We're that poor. We are that poor. But it's alright. A lot of small businesses don't make a whole lot of money. Ooh, can I pick this up? Nope, I don't think so. And she said there were no sandcastles. But yep, we can close it on up and move on out. Eventually, you will help the town with a lot of different stuff. Ooh, children's books. Yes, thank you. We need those so much. We need blue books. And they're half off. Excellent. Excellent. We can't or should get hardly anything else, but... Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. This is the one. This is the one I wanted. Alright. So we are sitting fairly good, and we will go back to the beach so we can keep getting the fantasy books sold and getting these seashells for Harper. Like I said, crime sells well. We need to go back up to the crime. Anybody here a true crime fan? I listen to podcasts once in a while, but I'm not like too into it. I think some things are just interesting in an, I don't want to say anthropological sort of way because that dehumanizes like what happens, but I used to like really wonder why people did things, or like, I don't want to say what's wrong with humanity, but what's wrong with humanity sometimes. But yeah. And I don't, like I said, want to just dehumanize people by being like, oh, let me just, you know, be a spectator to your pain, or that kind of thing. So I try to be very conscious of what I consume and why, and that it's not too voyeuristic. Because I wouldn't want somebody like hearing how my life went to heck and then being like, yes, let me just peek in. So interesting. Okay, we're going to put a little more fantasy out because we need to. And then we are going to go to Far Beach. And I still didn't put out our dang new plant. Dang, dang, dang. That's alright. We don't need to put out the plant. It's just we have space for it and it might help with stuff. So let me just fling that over. Sometimes I just play with the beach ball. Why not? Eventually, I think somebody's like, thank you or whatever. Maybe it's in the summer. But yeah, I still have to find Harper's. Oh, there's one. Sneaky little bugger hiding in the grass like that. But if it's only one, I'm going to just rapidly press to make sure I didn't lose any. Yeah, it was only one today. Wow. The beach is full of sand and yet the wheelchair can get through. There's no way. Mine gets so stuck in sand, it's unbelievable. I have never been to like a wheelchair friendly beach before at all. Okay, I'm looking for a fresh kids book but no romance. Okay, I'm not going to say they don't have romance in children's books, but like fresh kids book. I don't know if I have a fresh one. Well, 2017 and 2003. Let's see. I don't think there's gonna be romance in this one, but I have no idea. Okay, there we go. Because I haven't read so many of these. Then, like I said, they added like hundreds of books in English and then other languages as well. So Harper says, hello, important question. Can anyone write a book just like make one right now? Sure. Because I think books are pretty cool. I read loads of them already, probably 25 or maybe 27. I would probably need a photo of myself for the biography in the back. Harper Najim, most famous author in the world, easy. I can draw a picture for the cover too, a dragon probably, maybe even a horse. I guess I'm a writer now. Get ready to sell my work soon. What about chapters? Or will do. What about chapters? Huh? Chapters? What does that have to do with anything? Well, children's books don't always have chapters. You know, sometimes they're just picture books. Nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody wants like their kid or whatever to be like a prodigy or to start young. And we live in a society that values youth, so we're always like obsessed when the ingenue comes along, bright-eyed and with full of potential, and then we just kind of thrust everything at them and say, well, you are an amazing wizard type human being because you accomplished something so young. But it also like gives them different types of difficulties to be in the spotlight that young, to have that kind of pressure, you know, especially in a world where it's dog eat dog, you're only as good as your next book, etc., etc. I want some cold hard facts, getting back into readings, like something light and entertaining. Okay, light and entertaining, but factual. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get both. Do you need factual or do you need... I don't think we're gonna get that. I'm gonna give her the Chicago Manual style. She wants factual. Well, it kind of worked. I was just scared I was gonna give her something non-factual and she would have been like, No, absolutely not. Forget you. So, after this day, we should probably go somewhere else, though. Just to kind of keep it fresh. And I should put up my new dang decorations. I'm trying really hard not to swear. I do swear a lot in my real life. I love my 4-letter words, but I also try to keep it professional. As hard as that might be for me. Okay, what would you like? Huge sci-fi nerd. However, I could do without scary stuff. Okay. I love Six of Crows, by the way. Love it. I loved that whole duology or whatever they call it. So, sci-fi nerd. I don't think we have anything in the sci-fi vein right now. I could be incorrect. Doesn't seem like it. No, I don't think so. But we're gonna make sure. And I'm gonna read everything. Some of these books, I look at it and I'm like, I would like to read this one or that one. I've never heard of this one or that one. Like I said, someday I want to see Domestic Bodies here. That would be amazing. And I'm still looking for a publisher for Blighted Feast. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I would like it to, obviously. But I think I'd have to self-publish it, and self-publishing is so difficult with what I would have to either pay someone to do or whatnot. I don't have Vellum, and I've tried formatting in like Word, and I don't even have Word right now. So it gets too complicated for me. Oh, Grimdark is an interesting type of story. I think we can do without right now. We are, like I said, we are pretty broke. We are broke as a joke. We could try here. We haven't won here yet. And we were invited. Although, spoiler alert, since Tilde is a small business owner, she doesn't like the Walmart Amazon of this game, which that's fair, considering what those kind of places do to small towns and small businesses. We used to have like way more small businesses in this town before they got here, and we used to have a Kmart at one point as well before they got here. And of course, now we don't, because that's how it goes. Although Kmart is left everywhere. Although, weird thing about corporations and stuff, like Amazon cut their teeth, I believe, on books. And I think that was because of the owner's, let's say, first wife. Because she was into publishing or writing or something. And they tried to do like an Amazon bookstore, a physical bookstore. And I don't think Bezos actually knows how to do that. Because it's a whole different ballgame than online only. And online only is, of course, much more prevalent, but yeah. Why would they buy secondhand books when they can literally buy everything from toilet paper to razors to probably kittens in the Mega Marsh? I mean, I'm not saying don't come around, and I still have not decorated our dang bookshop. It's never going to happen. Here's Klaus. He's the one who invited us. I do love that there are manual wheelchair users. I do wish there were like more people with more mobility aids, though I think there is a blind person in this game that runs one of the groups in the park, but you barely like see them. It's just like a little side thing. Okay, I feel like I'm reading, okay, literary fiction. That's this. I want a tragic tearjerker. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea where that is. Okay, this says it's touching, but I have no idea. A touching and humorous novel. We'll try that one. Conflict between... as Henry pushes political... Nope, that wouldn't be it. Let's see. Healing can occur within the unlikeliest of people. That sounds interesting, actually. I wonder what one would be better. I have no idea. I'm gonna say this one, but there's no way. Doesn't seem at all upsetting. Wanted an upsetting book. Well, I totally aimed on that one. Hey mate, says Klaus. Nice to see you again. You mind if I hang around a bit? I need to do some writing. You know how I told you about my band? Yeah, well, I wanted to work on a concept album while our bassist is away, but it hasn't been going super well. I even took some time off work to focus better, and then still ends up in the Mega Marsh parking lot, even though he took some time off. I'm just absolutely out of ideas here. Like, it's been weeks and I got nothing. I'm starting to get a bit stressed, to be honest with you. Don't want to disappoint everyone. Got any ideas for me? Let's see. Heartbreak, getting drunk. Well, it's metal, right? I mean, getting drunk wouldn't be... Why do these both sound like a country song? Honestly. Why not that one? Drinking really isn't my thing, so I wouldn't know anything about that. More of a prog rock thing, like a whole album needs to tell a story. Okay? Well, I'll have another think about it. Peace out. Because I mentioned heartache, I think, the first time, but it's like... I gotta tell you, I know heartache is universal, but it's also kind of overdone. At least it's not about love in general, I guess. I don't know, but there's a reason why it's overdone. Because, you know, love and heartache, and those are like two of the biggest things in humanity. Loving and losing. Non-fiction, historical settings. Okay, let's see. Let's see How to Train Your Super Dog. Norse mythology myths. That would be... that's technically... I don't know how to put this. Historical? Non-fiction, okay. Chronicles 1947. Well, that would be kind of one. Shores of Love, 4 Women from the 19th Century. The Bookshop book, The Stories of Venice. But Venice is new. An atlas of countries that don't exist. That would be interesting. I would love to give him that, actually. Should we try it? It's not really... Then again, this is a thing from 1947. We'll try it. It's not historical enough, I don't think. Oh. I thought they'd be like, no, I want something much, much older. Like, you have to go back to, like, the foundation of the world or something. You can move stuff around and mess around with it. Oh, I found a birdhouse. I can just thieve things that are randomly put out here. I love that for me. What else can I thieve? Those birds don't need anywhere to live. I can just take it. Yeah, they have like really like basic color palettes on the characters too. I love the simple art style. It just really does stand out though. Because even though it's simple, it's stylized. Okay. Romance, huge criminal fan story. Can there be a crime story with romance left on my shelves and with these 2 books? Sadistic serial killer? No. Sherlockian. You know what? Is the crime or is the romance the bigger setting for us? I don't know. Let's see what we have here. I don't think there's too many. Okay. Nope. We're gonna have to go with the Sherlockian and hope for the best. It's a decent pick. Considering how poorly I've been doing, I guess it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing one of these Let's Plays a month for this channel. Just to get, you know, a little bit of something different, and I can talk about different book takes and stuff while I'm playing this if you want. For those of you who think I have anything worth saying, I suppose. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for this time. I'll try to remember to decorate my wagon later. I will try. And I hope you all have a good month or Valentine's Day or whatever it is you're doing. Don't give up hope. That's what they want. And just remember to look out for yourselves and each other. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.